As the country celebrates its 65th independence anniversary, especially on dreams of the founding fathers, milestones, and expectations, we're now joined by John Cardinal Onaiyekan, former Catholic Archbishop of Abuja, to examine Nigeria at 65. Thank you so much for being on the news tonight.
Thank you very much, my sister, my daughter.
Eminence. Yes, happy Independence Day to you. Well, not to put your age out there, Cardinal, but we know that you have lived through the entire 65 years of Nigeria's independence, talking about coups, counter-coups, brutal civil war, transition from different types of government, 4 republics, and now democracy. When you look back at this journey from 1960, the dreams of the likes of Zik, Awolowo, Ahmadu Bello, Tafawa Balewa, how much of that vision of unity and prosperity would you say has been realized? Let's start there.
Let me start from the beginning.
Yes.
Actually, in the evening, in that night of 30th of September, 1960, I was in a race course, Lagos. I was one of 2 children that were sent from our college in the Benue State. I was then a student of St. Michael's Secondary School, Alede. 2 of us were put on the lorry to go to Lagos and be there for the independence of Nigeria, 1960. I was in Form 4. I was in Form 4 and I was 16 years old. Very young, but old enough to know.
Yes.
So, before we talk about the dreams of Zik, of Azikiwe, of Tafawa Balewa, let me talk about my dreams.
Great, go ahead.
That night I was there when the Union Jack was brought down. We have been waving the Union Jack all the time. We have been singing God Save the Queen. We now learnt the new Nigerian anthem, and we saw the new green, white, green flag. And as a young boy of 16, I was completely convinced, and we were told, and I believed it, that we are now independent. And in a few years' time, we shall be like United States, Germany, England, France. And it was with that in my heart that I returned to school and finished my secondary school. And the beginning of the independence, we thought we were moving, honestly. We thought we were moving. I really thought, and we believed firmly that our country was on the way to greatness. Now, 65 years have passed.
Yes.
You have mentioned a few of the things that have happened.
Yes.
We look back. And I think 65 years is long enough to sit back and see what is happening. I don't think we want to compare what Nigeria was like in 1960 to what it is now. To do that, we are not doing ourselves any good. We don't want Nigeria to remain what it was in 1960. What we should be comparing, if anything at all, I think, was the dream that I had, that Nigeria would be on the same level as Britain, as Europe, as United States, we might add now as China and India. And I'm afraid we are not there yet. And what makes it more painful is that we are about the only African country that can actually achieve this dream of ours. And the important thing, therefore, at 65, and I'm 81 years old, whether you want to say it or not, I'm 81, and I'm not deceiving myself. I don't have many more years to stay, but I'm still believing that I will see that Nigeria before I go to paradise. Because I believe it's possible. Right. It is. Why do I believe it? Yes. First, Nigerians are resilient. We are good people. We have shown it. We have demonstrated it both at home and abroad. And secondly, as a man of faith, Nigerians are men who believe in God, and I believe our God is with us. With resilient people, hardworking people, and God, things can still work well. The important thing now is, how do we manage our affairs? This is where government comes in. Unfortunately, government cannot escape responsibility for wherever we are. If we do well, we congratulate them. If things are not doing well, we put the blame on them. And they should not be surprised if people who are not too happy complain.
If I may come in here, Your Eminence, I mean, it's to hear you say that your dream for Nigeria at independence hardly has come true.
No.
The president himself, in his speech, owned up to the fact that yes, the dreams of our forebears may not be anywhere. We may not be anywhere near it, but we're not far off. That we're on track. Are you as optimistic as President Bola Tinubu as he seems to have been in his speech today, that Nigeria truly is on track? And when you say that, look, Nigeria is not where exactly it should be, why do you think we've not been able to achieve the goal, the objective of our founding fathers?
It has to do with management. Management of these wonderful resources that God has put in this land. Human resources, natural resources. We have all it takes to be the leader of the black nation that leads, that is in the Premier League of world nations. And we are not going to be there by talking or by propaganda. We are going to be there by reality on ground. When Nigerian youths are losing hope in their nation and are anxious to simply escape, it is not good news. It is not good news. I always tell people, look, for every Nigerian young man who succeed in jackpotting, there are at least 1,000 who are here who are not happy,
True.
but who cannot go away. They are here. They are boiling. They are ticking. And we must not forget them. We must not forget them. Official statistics can be very rosy. We have heard a lot of it from our president.
Yes.
Maybe it's good to give us that sense of optimism, and I thank him for it. But we want to see it in reality. Let's just talk to the young boys on the ground, on the streets that are looking for a job for the past 3, 4, 5 years. Look at what it takes now for families to sustain themselves. We know it. We know the reality on the ground. And so I believe what today, as 65th, Nigeria is 65, my plea and my prayer for our leaders, my plea and our prayer for our leader, they should do more to bring Nigerians together.
Okay. All right.
And secondly, tackle corruption.
Yes. All right. I just wanted to quickly ask you, because there are those who argue that the fundamentals perhaps were wrong, and that's why I want to take you back in that journey from 1960. We have transitioned through parliamentary to presidential systems of government. At a time in this Fourth Republic, the clamor for true federalism and devolution of powers have become louder. So, I mean, through your lens, as someone who has been there all through, would you say perhaps the fundamentals and we are not yet found or settled properly into democratic governance of such presidential system of government, which many describe as expensive? Do you think that's part of the challenge?
Personally, I'm not so worried, I'm not so concerned about the kind of government we are running. But there are some basic elements that we have missed. And let me put it bluntly. No matter what form of government we have, if we cannot hold free and fair elections, it won't work.
So what would you like to see?
I'd like to see a situation where Nigeria can hold free and fair election that all of us will be happy with and nobody will go to court. It's happening elsewhere. Why can't it happen with us? And why is it not happening? Because there are people who don't want it. There are people who don't want democracy. Namely, they don't want the wish of the people. They want to put themselves in power, whether we want them or not. And then they manipulate the system all the time. You can manipulate the system, you can get into power, but it won't work. It won't work. It won't take us far. So I do believe that while we may be arguing, what we call them, the political scientists may be arguing whether presidential is better than
parliamentary.
At the end of the day, the bottom line is, can we be sincere with ourselves? Can we run free and fair election? Can we have rulers who are there to lead and serve the nation and not to take care of themselves? Can we have a government that we put in the front, in the center, the people, and especially the weakest and the most needy? They are the ones that we should put first. If we begin to look at the elite and take good care of them and then congratulate ourselves, we are not moving.
We have to leave it there.
We are not moving.
Your Eminence, John Cardinal Onaiyekan is a former Catholic Archbishop.
I still believe in the country. Wonderful nation.
Fantastic.
I travel a lot, and
Fantastic.
I'm always anxious to come back home.
Right.
Because nowhere is as good as Nigeria.
Absolutely. Ajuli Dabile. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much,
Eminence,
my
John
sisters.
Cardinal Onaiyekan, the former Catholic Archbishop of Abuja. Thank you so much for joining us.